Pappy, think you could share the
Anything
link
else you
on.
want to?
Oh yeah.
Hey Deb, anything else you wanted to talk about? We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl and the ads and stuff, and then maybe
Super
888.
Bowl. We could talk about, let's say, the whole like Russian thing happening. We could talk about ETH, the price like dropping like crazy right now,
Yeah.
and the floors. I think a good
Anything else you want?
topic would be, as ETH goes down, is the price of NFTs going to go up, or are they going to follow it, or like how to play it?
Prices. Yeah. I haven't looked. Yeah, just tag looks rare and I'll find it. Oh yeah, that's even better. Let's see.
And could people join as well, or like to chat and we can answer the questions?
All right, cool. I just tweeted it.
So I'll retweet it, Scaly.
Cool. I'm
Hey,
gonna post
guys.
the link here. What's up, Plum? How are you?
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad Plum's here so we get to look at his wallet and make fun of him. That's why I picked.
Oh, I'm still depressed from
We
that.
all have our.
I need some therapy. Set up
Mr.
a
Asuna.
therapy wallet for me.
All right, well,
Why full recovery problem?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got
Okay,
that
hold
weird
on.
thing going on
It's
the
too
thing.
tight. That's
There we
why.
go. You think anybody else would be here? I think Soso might be too drunk at this point, he said. Nah, it's actually a good day. I kind of sobered up a little bit. Like I didn't drink last couple hours and I had dinner. Now I'm actually having some whiskey, so it's good. But what'd you guys think of the Super Bowl? Did you guys watch it?
I only tuned in to watch the halftime show, which was epic.
That was pretty epic. I loved fucking Dre and Snoop, and I like Kendrick Lamar a lot too.
Bro, I feel
didn't
like we're
watch it.
boomers, man. People like that's how I feel right now. All these guys, they look so old, like the younger generation, they're like Dre.
Totally.
Who the fuck is Dre?
I was wondering about that. Like, how
Was
significant
Apes?
are they?
Was Apes on there?
No. So
They
did you
weren't.
see? I didn't see Apes. Like, I totally didn't. I either missed it or it wasn't on.
Dump.
I know. Cool. There definitely wasn't a. So I thought, I don't know where I got it from. Maybe it was from one of you guys, but I thought that Snoop Dogg was going to be on there and was going to drink the mutant serum, and then it was going to transform. Like it was going to be this whole thing with an ape, like a commercial. But
Yeah.
that definitely didn't happen, unless I missed it. But I didn't see every commercial, but I think I
No,
would
it
have
didn't
known that
happen.
happened.
Did you see the now glasses?
I did. Super subtle, right?
Oh, yeah. The now glasses.
Oh, we have some
But
people
only,
watching.
like,
We have David. He just commented. He's like, "Yo," so it works. Hey,
Nice.
David,
This
how's
is
it
our
going,
first
man?
live stream. Hey, what's up, David? So the talk about the noun thing, because so Budweiser bought a noun, right? Like what, a week ago or something. And I guess it's interesting. So I just kind of quickly saw it. I was a little distracted, but I remember it just showed like a picture of, was it a frog? I can't even remember. It was something with noun glasses, and it was super subtle. Like if you didn't know about NFTs, you never would have known what it was, right?
Yep.
And so it seems like what is the point of that? Are they like trying to slowly kind of build that brand of nouns? And then I'm just curious like how that's even going to play out.
only people here are gonna see that glasses passing through for like less than 1 second on that commercial. But
Yeah, I
I
mean, it was
guess
like
it's
not even noticeable.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of. I mean, I don't know how much they paid on top of that now, but the now was like what 150 ETH. If it was like 200 ETH, that's actually not that expensive, right? For a Super Bowl, even just for a second. I don't know about these prices, but they're crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, an
Those
ad costs
commercials.
millions of dollars. So compared to that, it's nothing. But the other thing is, I mean, they wouldn't have just bought the noun to do that for the ad, right? Like, I mean, first of all, you can do that. So let's talk about CCO real quick, because like if you, I got kind of confused when I thought about it more recently. Like, you don't even have to own a noun to use noun glasses. Like the whole point is you could, like, couldn't Budweiser put noun glasses in all their ads and they don't even have to own an NFT, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah,
so it's kind of
yeah,
funny that, well, like, what's the point of the NFT in that scenario?
yeah. If it's CC there, yeah, and it's Budweiser Light. It's not actually Budweiser, I think.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what's the connection there? Like, I don't know. Lots of questions, not
yeah,
many answers. But I was
So
yeah,
so
disappointed, and my noun toad didn't sell. I have it listed at 7. That's a bargain, and I thought for
yeah,
sure the Super Bowl hype I would sell it, and it
yeah.
did not sell.
Someone out there, please, if anyone wants to buy a down toad, Scaly's got one. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the floor, unless someone's trying to undercut me.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
like
look
I
right now and
was
see.
like seriously considering buying a now for a while. Like you guys remember,
You
you know, I
were,
was like actually
yeah, you
stressed
got me
about
interested in it for
getting
sure.
one. Yeah, and then but then like I looked at the proposals that on their Discord, and just like you know, there's a bunch of like smaller ones that they approve, and then you have this one, and then another one where they're gonna send like a toy noun or something to space. Those are kind of cool, but I'm just thinking like, how is this gonna how can they act all together to build something long term if every single thing that's kind of important has to be approved and voted on by everyone? Um,
Yeah,
it just
I
feels like
agree.
no one's really taking the lead there, you know?
So
it's funny.
real
David
quick,
said he has one up for sale as well.
oh yeah, we'll tell David. Mine is the better deal. It's 1936, no, toad number 1936. It's 70 ETH. It's the current noun blue floor.
Yeah,
So
reduce the price,
anyone out
undercut,
there,
undercut.
he's very handsome. He has
Undercut
a
by like
fedora, a
0.01.
cigarette. He's very cute.
Yeah.
And I think if I sold him, I would like break even. Let's see. I bought him for 5.5, which at the time was ooh, damn, 22 grand. So I'm actually gonna lose money if I sell this guy. So come on, help me out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like losing money on NFTs. I, I sold something stupid I bought the other day, and I just instantly sold it. Oh, I know, I know what it was. It was an Asuna, and I sold it for. I bought it for 1.5 pre-reveal or revealed. I was like horrified at the reveal, so I sold it for 0.6. It sold instantly, and then I put in the chat like, "Hey, tax harvest, I'll take it." And Zink goes, "You're not supposed to tax harvest in February, sir." I'm like, God damn it! I got 10 more months.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing? But I guess I
No,
could have held on to it longer. I
but
don't
like,
know.
but like going back to the whole CCO discussion, right? Well, what's the point of actually buying one? And that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Instead of like buying a crypto for like 26 ETH or 20 ETH, like for a super rare one, can I just like use the image no matter what? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know the answer to that because I thought you kind of like at first I thought, oh, if you own the NFT you can do anything, but then they're saying it's just in the public domain, which means I interpret that as doesn't matter if you have the NFT or not, you can just do whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really at issue with the CC0 thing. Like, I think, of course, like anyone should right click save your NFT. The more people decide to do that, the better it is for the actual asset. I'm more like concerned about the way that nouns run, like that is completely decentralized. That I think what we've seen with Bored Apes is it's very centralized, and that has performed really well because they can do a lot of aggressive marketing. They can do many things that totally decentralized cannot. So now I'm just thinking,
Yeah, I'm pretty
yeah, maybe
bearish on DAOs. I'm
centralized is
pretty
better
bearish
than
on DAOs right
decentralized.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like loosely involved in a few DAOs, and to be perfectly honest, they're all pretty useless. Like it's
Yeah,
like, oh, we
exactly.
have all this ETH, and what are we gonna do with
Yeah.
it? And then someone's like, oh, let's make some merch. It's like, okay, well, let's vote on
Yeah.
it next week, and then okay, and then like the ape, the ape DAO,
Mm.
uh,
Oh, they're
Kylo Ren.
liquidating everything, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the final vote on, but just for people who don't know, Kylo Ren, my buddy from NBA Top Shot, great guy. He lives in India, and he had the foresight to buy a ton of um, Bored Apes a long time ago. And then I think he has a CryptoPunk and some other stuff, mostly Bored Apes. Like, and before this, before the big run up, like maybe they were like 20 or 30 ETH when he did this, or maybe even less. He put together this DAO where he put those assets in and then made a coin, and then you could buy the coin, of course, on the market, and then I remember he hit me up really early on it, and I liked the idea, and I bought like a very tiny amount. And I later I was like, oh, I bought these ape coin. Like I sold my ape like an idiot, but at least I have this coin. Like it should go up, with the price of apes, but it really
Yeah,
didn't
it's
for some
getting
reason.
off, right?
Now I went
What
up
the,
some, but
yeah.
not nearly as much. Yeah. So
Oh, exciting.
then more recent, so they had all this ETH though in their treasury, and people were kind of pissed that the coin wasn't keeping up with the price of apes, and so they had said, well, let's just screw it, let's just liquidate all the apes, make that money, and then distribute that money to the coin holders, and the price of the
Mm.
coin would have like doubled
Mm.
based on that. And
I think I
then
got like a
Kylo
couple
Ren,
points.
he
Yeah.
removed all the liquidity from the pool, and so you can't trade. I mean, like if you try to make a trade on it, it's like the slippage is massive, like you can't really get any money. So that's not
Oh
very
shit.
decent centralized.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It's
So
funny
what
actually,
are
Brings up a
they
David.
lot
gonna?
of. Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead, Plum.
Oh, so what are they gonna do? They distribute the profits back to holders?
Yeah, the last I checked, I haven't. I don't know. I looked into it like a week and a half ago, and I haven't checked since. But because I'm in their Discord, but people were kind
Yeah.
of pissed about it, and then it was going to come to a vote, and the vote was clearly going to be for liquidation. So I don't know if it actually happened, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it kind of. Let's see, down. There we go. Oh, so they did vote to sell it. Looks like. So they have, how many apes do they have? 81. Jesus Christ, they have 81 apes.
Holy crap! They're like the second biggest holder.
It's
How is
nuts.
their token not doing anything? What?
I don't know, but it kind of points out like there's so many problems with these DAOs, right? And the other thing they were trying to do, I remember earlier, they were trying to diversify. Like they bought a Fidenza, and they bought an autoglyph, and they ended up buying the top. I know on the autoglyph, I think they paid like 350 for it or something, and which is kind of an oof right now, right? Like what is the autoglyph floor? It's definitely not 350, and
Like a
so
hundred
it's
something?
hard. It's hard to time the market with a DAO because you can't instantly buy stuff. You have to like wait and
Exactly.
propose it and have a vote, and
Exactly. I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. My issue with DAOs as well. Like, why is everyone so excited about it? Why is everyone doing a DAO?
It's
Like,
different. That's the way I see it, man. It's different. It's exotic, and people are just like
yeah, it's like
falling for the
a
new
buzzword.
narrative, right?
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of it's narrative. I mean, I think there's definitely some use cases where it makes a lot of sense, but I kind of challenge anyone to point one out that actually has worked so far. Like what's an example of one that's been super effective?
No. You need
I can't think of any.
centralization because you need people, you need stakeholders to do things for profit. And with a
And
DAO, there's no stakeholder. Yeah.
think about if Bored Apes was a DAO, and rather than like 3 or 4 guys running it. And, I mean, like,
Yeah.
how would you even propose some of the stuff? Like, hey, let's get involved with this company called MoonPay, and let's make it look like they're buying stuff for celebrities, but we're actually paying them to do it for us to pump the price. Like you can't put that stuff out in writing. Like you can't just spell that all out in a Discord, right? So like
Exactly.
you can't even
Exactly.
like it makes it so you can't even do strategy very well because it's too like public.
So
Yeah.
David said like Flamingo has been effective. Do you guys know anything about Flamingo DAO?
I've heard of it. Yeah, that was a pretty solid. I know
Oh
Snowpro. I
yeah,
remember when Snowpro was joining it, and Kevin Rose is in it, and it has a good reputation. But I don't know what
that
they've
is
actually
true.
done either. Yeah,
But they've timed really well. Like I actually got into NFTs because of their. I saw on the news that they bought that alien for 700K in like January last year. So they timed the market really well, Flamingo DAO. But other
yeah,
than
they
that,
did.
I
Yeah,
don't know what's going on there. But because they timed this so well that they spent 700K on that is worth maybe 30 million now after the
Wow.
23 million sale.
Oh my god.
So
Like the most effective DAO that I've been involved with so far, there's kind of like a mixture between like there's community voting and group decision making, but there's also a certain amount of autonomy with a handful of people. Like the community have voted, okay, in this situation you guys have got the final say, in that situation you guys have got the final say. So it starts to become more and more of a sort of corporate type structure anyway, because you kind of decide who's leadership and then you give them autonomy to make bigger decisions. So then is it still decentralized in that situation? It's a weird one.
It's a vicious circle, man. We come back to the beginning.
but
Plum, do you
what
know anything about the LOA DAO? Some Odie John said we need a LOA DAO. Plum could be a majority holder and fast track decision making.
You give them autonomy.
oh, what for the Asuna?
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I'm a big bag holder, so yeah, sure. I mean, I'm down for DAO. Yeah, let's DAO it up.
Guys, you know, David brought up this point. Has any noun sold on secondary?
I don't.
Yeah, yeah,
think,
they have actually quite a
I don't
few,
know.
quite a few,
Really?
What they have?
quite a few. Yep.
Did they sell for less than the typical one would go for? That's new.
Depends. Depends.
Yeah, it varies so much, right? The prices that they go for on the primary sales. So I think the secondary has gone for lower at times.
Yeah.
How's it going, Van?
Oh,
Congratulations on the Rams victory.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. They had a home game, so it varies so much, right?
That was a good game. I was actually rooting for the Bengals because I had a bet. Well, I wanted the. I wasn't mad the Rams won, but I bet on the Bengals, so I was hoping they'd win. But it was a good game. Can't complain.
Yeah, it was definitely a good game. Yeah. The folks in like my kid is like completely spoiled with LA sports. They just he's
They had the
gotten to
Dodgers.
watch the Dodgers and the Lakers. He just all the major sports. He's already seen the championship.
That's crazy. Yeah. And some poor kid from like Indianapolis or somewhere is never going to see that.
yeah, they can't sniff a championship game.
But what do you think about the commercials, the NFT related commercials, like the Coinbase one?
I love the Coinbase one. That one, and it I don't know if you guys caught that one. It was almost like a reference to that DVD, like screen from that whole Office, the Office scene where you're waiting for it to hit the corner. So it was like a QR code, and it was just like, oh, what is this? And I just pulled up my phone right away, and I took to the Coinbase. The only thing is, I think everyone did it, so the app crashed, but it was very eye catching.
Yeah, what's funny is I totally fucked up. I thought because of the time zone, I'm in Hawaii, that I thought it started at 3 and it started at 1:30. I thought it started at 3:30. So anyway, I was out and all of a sudden I heard like it on someone else's phone. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I turned on my phone. So I was watching it on my phone and then an ad came on and I'm like, well, I can't scan the code because it's on my phone. Like, how can I scan it? Like, what the fuck? So what did the code actually lead you to? Just their site or?
it was this page that had some promo where you can if you, for people that haven't signed up to Coinbase, they can they got some sort of benefit. I forget the amount. And then if you were already Coinbase had a Coinbase account, you can participate in some sort of raffle for it was a decent amount. I forget the
3
exact
million,
amount.
I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. QR code.
Hey, what's up, Splinter?
I'm curious. Hey, Plum, bring up Coinbase NFTs Twitter if you can, because they've had the most bizarre NFT choices that they're promoting, like some real dogs. Like I don't know where they're coming up with this stuff,
yeah.
It's 3 million.
but I forget
What
what
was
they
the
were.
worst
But
one
like,
again?
there's some real
the
bad ones. Scroll
888,
down because I'm assuming they're all tweeted.
Oh my god.
What was it? All right, so Doodles, that's a good
888.
one, obviously. 888. What?
How did he do that? How did he do that?
Pretty much a like top signal everywhere when 888's buying something. That's when you should sell.
That shit's pretty hilarious. The
Didn't
whole
he?
backlash.
Oh yeah, and they're doing the Dutch auction and it could stop. Doesn't it end at like 11 ETH or something ridiculous?
Yeah. 11,
Like, what?
11,
Oh, here
11
we
to
go.
8.8.
Inner circle. Okay.
Bro, this guy bought a
how
go
did
down. There
Nakamoto
were some
card
other
for
ones that were.
150.
Wait, say that again.
It's like he brought a Nakamoto card for 150 at the top, and he sold it
And he
for
sold it.
80 ETH.
He
This
sold it at
guy's
the
a
bottom.
joke, man.
That's the wrong way. That's not how you're supposed to do it.
No.
Yeah, their choices have been very interesting. It almost seems well, I know for sure they don't have someone that understands the pulse of the NFT market. It seems like they're just throwing darts at a dartboard, right? With
Totally.
the partners.
Like, okay, I'm looking at this list. I mean, these aren't bad, but there were some like, what is Rumble Kongs?
Actually, I have a bunch of friends who are really bullish on that, to be honest.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I've heard good things about that.
I've never
Yeah,
actually
I've
heard
seen
of
that.
one.
I've seen that one before. Yeah, I didn't know what the name
And
was,
then,
but yeah.
well, World of Women's is a good one, and then Cool Cats is a
Yeah,
good
that one's
one.
solid.
On one, yeah, it's okay, I guess. What is Amber Victoria? Oh, punk. I like punks. Oh, it's an artist.
Mhm.
Well, that's cool. I mean, but some of the PFP pictures they showed, projects they picked were just totally suspect. It's funny, like, why wouldn't they just like ask one of us or like ask anyone, like go on Twitter and see who's popular and ask one of them. Like it's not that
Tons of
hard,
people.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how the decision process went on over there. They got to include lives of Asuna.
They what?
I'm sure
But-
it will be included later.
They need some waifus. Guys,
I think it's time for the intro. We're gonna do a late intro. I'm gonna do it now. Welcome to our first live stream. This is Scaly Nelson. This is a Looks Rare Pod. We have Pep, our producer. We have number 40, the number 40 most influential NFT person on the planet, Debussy. It's official now. We have the world's largest Asuna bag holder, Plum. And we have Mr. Due Diligence Van from LA. Congratulations, go Rams. All right.
That was great.
Back to making fun of 888.
So
let's fucking go.
Deb's no longer he always sells the top.
Always sells the top.
He's
No,
now
he's not
the
number 40.
influencer.
He's been promoted. And that's cool. I'm really happy for you, Deb. You know.
Thank you, man.
I'm
telling you, next
I
year
looked when
we're
that
all
list came
gonna be
out.
on it.
Yeah, I don't know. You know,
That
I wasn't upset at all.
This list is rigged, man. It's rigged.
Yeah.
Which rare
Really
Pepe
happy.
card did you do for this?
How much did you bribe them, dude?
I gave them a Pepe Basquiat.
Has there been much volume on the Pepes? I bought some a while back, and then I haven't.
You know, a
traded.
bunch
I
of
haven't
people
even tried
have
to
been
sell.
buying. It's
Are
like
they?
there's like a slow accumulation happening right now. Like VVD is like cleaning up the space, and there are some like what's his name? He's a big punk buyer. I'm drawing a blank right now.
It's
Uh,
definitely a good time to buy.
yeah.
The only card that's really held up seems to be the Nakamoto. Probably a good time to buy the smaller cards
Yeah.
Mhm.
And actually,
because
like,
those
yeah, you
like
know what actually
fluctuate
made
a
me
lot
even
more.
more, you know, what made me like really bullish on the Nakamoto card. It's no one. You know, surprisingly, this guy is like considering buying one for himself. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool.
How much is it
That's a
now?
grail, dude. That's a grail.
It's one. The cheapest is at 125, if I'm not mistaken.
What'd you get yours for,
Oh,
Deb?
I got it for 21,000. I paid it in a
freaking
Bitcoin.
hell!
I think it was 0.2 BTC. I forget exactly what it was, but it was 21K.
How long
Wow.
ago was that?
Yeah, that's
July
crazy.
21st or July 7th. It's either July 7th or July 21st. And at
It
the
seems like
time, it was
even
pretty
back then,
expensive.
yeah, but that seems like that was a good deal even back then, was it?
Yeah. But it's so funny because a couple of weeks before they had an auction and they were going for like $5,000, $10,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
there's actually a card that no one was talking about before, and VVD has it as his display pick. It's the Unlucky Pepe, I think it's called. And at the time, I was close to winning the auction. It went to 11,000 USD, and I ended up not going further because someone told me it was like too expensive for the card, and one just sold for I think 50 ETH. You know, like in
Well,
hindsight, it's insane.
well, yeah, but I mean, you've done well on Pepe's.
I love
Hey,
them.
what's the deal with the fake rares? I don't quite understand what those are, and like, VVD. I don't know if the like ACK just did one, and I don't know if
I
DVD
actually
owns
bought it,
it
man.
or did he? Yeah, it's cool. I kind of wanted one too, but can you explain kind of what those are about?
Sure. So it's Rare Skrilla. He started it. All it is, it's like a play on rare pepes, right? So it's kind of like fake pepes in a way. So like a lot of rare pepes are expensive now. Let's say a Nakamoto card's expensive. So they started this project, from what I understood, to give people a chance and like have like a fun play on rare pepes. And the Fakemoto card or Fakamoto card is a play on the Nakamoto card, and it's actually doing really well right now, man. It's selling for like four. The last one that sold was four ETH, and I'm considering picking up one myself because it looks really good, and I have a feeling like it's gonna run really hard in the next couple of years.
Yeah, some of
And
these fake Pepes, they're just amazing. I think a lot of artists are getting involved. Like I think you
Yes.
saw like Act get involved recently too.
Oh,
yeah, that
David
one
just
was
said
cool.
punks are running at 73 ETH floor right now.
Ooh,
Nice.
I wonder what.
Oh, really? Because East is down probably. I mean,
Right.
the
Makes sense.
reaction is like so obvious.
It's like, you know what I find really bullish from all this? A lot of people were expecting, right? They're expecting the Super Bowl to pump their coins, utility, blah, blah, blah. And this actually like strengthened my conviction in punks because like we don't expect anything from punks, right? There's no like utility or no marketing schemes for about it, and they're still holding up strongly.
How are Bored Apes doing right now, Pep? I'm curious if they took any hit after like the lack of a commercial or anything.
Oh, 100 East floor, strongest one.
I kind of doubt it. Nah, they're doing fine.
Solid project, man. Basically, like
Mhm.
I would probably buy one. I'm not gonna lie. If it went to like 50, 40 ETH, I would totally buy one. It's like a part of history at this point, eh?
Definitely. Yeah, I would do the same if it ever took a massive dip.
I don't think it will.
I don't think
That's
it
the
will either.
problem.
What,
Yeah,
you guys
these
serious?
holders. Yeah, I'm being serious. I think
81
these
now.
holders are diamond handed though. I don't think we're gonna see a dip anytime soon.
I told you
Especially
about I met I told you guys I met that guy. I was at a bar in Colorado, and this I don't know. My friends were trying to impress these girls, and none of my friends know anything about NFTs, and they like couldn't believe all the stuff I'm doing with NFTs now. And so they like tell some girl that I own I told them I had owned at one point 6 apes, like I sold them, right? Like here and there. So they, of course, took that after a few drinks and like pointed to me and like, that guy owns 6 bored apes because like someone had heard of him. So this guy comes over to me, this like super young guy, and comes over and he's like, hey, like, I heard you're into NFTs and blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, okay. And we started talking. He's like, I have ape, whatever it was, like I have ape 8623. And started telling me all about it. And I told him to sell. I'm like, dude, like, you don't, like, what do you do for work? And he's like, no, you know, I do whatever. He had some like, you know, job that didn't pay very well. And he's some young guy. And this thing's worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm like, dude, you should sell that. Like, just like, have you made any other money in NFTs? He's like, no. And I'm like, and he's like, no, I'm not going to sell it. I have no desire to sell it. It's my ape. It's like, there's no way I'm selling it. So I think a lot of people are like him.
You know, as Splinter said, maybe
Yeah,
he's
but
waiting
that's
for 12
because
months.
that's because things are going up.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, the only reason that it's holding, and the only reason that it would drop is after the token.
Splinter said maybe they sell after 12 months capital gains tax. I don't think this guy even really knew what capital gains tax is. Like, I seriously doubt he did.
Yeah,
There was...
I think unfortunately most people don't. You know, I'm guessing similar to punk holders that a lot of these ape owners, you know, it's become their identity. So it's almost impossible to sell. You know, if you own one ape and
Right.
you've used it as your, you know, PFP for a long time, it becomes you, right?
It's hard to sell.
And it kind of symbolizes everything. Like it's a win you always have in your pocket, right? It's like, even if you make some trades that are bad, it's like, well, I still have my ape. And if they sold it, you know, then what would they have? What would you do with the money? You know, like, unless it's like something reasonable, like buy a house.
Yeah, I think the ape token is probably gonna do extremely well anyway. I mean, it's probably worth holding it, even if it drops like 30 ETH. Probably the airdrop is gonna make up for it, and then some more. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Do we know the how that's going to work? Is it just based on a snapshot, or is it based on how long you owned it?
I heard that all the wallets that has ever held apes would get some airdrops. So luckily, Scalia and I, we're gonna get some airdrops, hopefully.
Sweet.
Nice.
I love free money.
That's what I heard, though. I mean, not confirmed, but it would make total sense if they do that, because that would just, you know, so many people now are complaining about apes, like I am, because I sold them. And then if they all get airdropped, they're gonna all become bullish on apes again.
Yeah, but I mean, how would that work? So I'm assuming they would take like the total amount of time apes have existed and then divide it by each day. Like for example,
Yeah.
If you had an ape for 100 days, then you get 100 tokens. And if you had an ape for 12 days, you get 12 tokens. So, I mean, maybe that's how they do it.
I mean, something like that, like the SOS airdrop and the OpenSea and the Lux one, that was all based on volume. So they could easily do something like, depending on time and number of apes it held. They should really do like a 500% boost for people who minted, though.
I like that idea. Sure.
Yeah.
How many did you mint any, Plum?
Yeah, minted 6.
Yeah, I minted 4.
Oh man, I mean, if I didn't make like 100 ETH from flipping apes, I would be like in therapy right now. Honestly, I sold Diamond Grin ape for 0.35.
Oh,
and then I sold another ape that's worth 2.2 ETH that later got sold for 222 ETH.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Freaking hell! Like at least I made some pretty good money on them. Otherwise, I'll be depressed right now. This is like
Yeah,
the
I think I
only
calculated.
that I decided to sell all is apes.
Huh. Yeah. Never sell all if you have a bunch, right? Always keep
Always
one.
buy 4. Always buy 4. So
Yeah.
you can sell 1, then 2, and you can hold like 2 for, you know, long term.
Yeah, but you're gonna sell all, man. Like honestly, I don't know. Like I knew like I was gonna sell the one that's gonna like move, right? That's what I did with airdrops too. I sold looks. Like out of all the airdrops, I sold looks.
Nice, smart move.
Yeah. I
Wait,
mean,
is it
so
down now?
so looks is a good example of how, like, obvious to me, it was very obvious that the price was. I don't, what's it doing now? Let's see what it's worth now before I
Oh,
talk
2.0.
anymore. But
Oh
I can't be.
shit.
Yeah,
I sold the
exactly. It's
top
not
of this,
doing well.
guys.
But I
Yeah. So I
sold
mean,
for
that was so obviously
3.5.
going to tank. Nice. Yeah, I sold around 3 something, but
Yeah.
so you can never time the top, right? So like for me, uh, you never. What do you do when you get these airdrops, right? It's always so hard, and almost always they pump after you get them. So don't ever sell all of it right away, like immediately. Don't do that. Hang on to it, and then I think if there's a first pump and you sell it all, that's never a terrible idea. But most people probably sell half then and keep the other half. That's not so bad
Yeah.
either. But you got to remember you have to pay taxes on the value of it when it was given to you, which sucks.
It
So you
depends if
got
you
to,
claimed it, right?
yeah. I'm assuming you claimed it. Like assuming it's in your wallet. There was
Okay,
that fucking dipshit who kept saying like, even if you like look at it, you know, you have to pay taxes. I'm like, no,
that's
that is not.
bullshit, dude.
I'm not a tax accountant, but I'm smart enough to know that's fucking bullshit. Like you have to actually get it in your wallet to pay taxes on it. It doesn't even make any sense. And there's that guy. He wouldn't back down. He kept saying it.
You guys,
But
David has a
anyway,
question.
yeah. What's David's
He
question?
wants to know if he has two apes. One is worth like double the floor. Is it a smart play to downgrade that to floor before the token airdrop?
That's a hard one. Because what's
But
the
depends
play
on
with the
which ape
token
it is.
and the rarity? Like you probably don't get more tokens based on the rarity, right? So is that what he's trying to say? Like sell the valuable one now, keep and then get a less valuable one in the token. You'll get the same amount of tokens.
Or you can
Or
load up on mutants. You can sell that for like a really good price and then buy. I think mutants are undervalued probably because I heard the ratio was gonna be like 2 to 1. That's pure rumors though, but that could be a play.
the token ratio for the mutants. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I
But I'm
mean,
not
I was just
gonna.
thinking.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking how punks versus me bits is such a big difference. It's like what 70 ETH to like 4 ETH or 3 ETH.
Mhm.
And then you look at apes versus mutants, and it's what 100 ETH to what is the mutant floor? 15 or
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's
but
a
that's
lot
different though. Meebit
higher
is
ratio.
a different asset. Like none of the avatars are really, really doing well, right? It's really just the PFPs that's doing well.
Right.
You know what's funny? I was talking to a coworker today, so she got into NFTs as well. Actually, two of them, and they actually like the mutant apes better than the bored apes, like
Jesus
aesthetically.
Christ.
And I kind of agree with
Really?
them, man. It looks more like there's more details. I don't know. It looks, I don't know, more enticing
But the
than the
floor is
Man, I
bored ape.
gotta say, like when they
Unless
first
I'm
came out,
totally
I
wrong.
thought they were so ugly. But
Bring
like,
up some pictures, Pep. Let's look at these hideous things.
Yeah,
They're so ugly, dude.
Yeah, I think the majority don't look great.
Oh my god, dude. Come on, look at those are so bad. What are
come
you
on,
talking
dude.
about?
No,
I
The
guess
thought
they're
of
really
these fucking
colorful,
things
right?
being
They're
in a
attractive.
museum. God, they're bad.
They look
No,
like
they're terrible.
they look like melting candles.
They do. I mean, I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying to see the other side of it. Okay, that one's kind of cool. That one,
the M2s are
350
the
sale.
thick ones are kind of cool. Like the really
Yeah, okay,
nasty ones.
Definitely.
I agree. Those are pretty cool. That one that sold for
Mhm.
350. That's pretty cool. Is
Wait,
that a
Get it.
M3?
Aren't you like 1,000 E's?
He bought it for a lot. This guy.
Yeah, 350.
Guys,
Damn.
talking about
6 months ago.
mutants.
Damn.
Oh shit. No, they went up. They're worth way more than that now.
Mhm.
Look at the highest sale. Oh no, the highest sale is in the actual serum.
Oh, it was 3.5 million, wasn't it? However much
I
ETH
think
that was.
more. I think more. The mutant serum, the
Like 1,000
Yeah,
ETH.
you're right. I remember that one too.
It was a time.
I think we have to
Didn't
look up the serum.
I forget who
Maybe
brought
we
it.
can't look it
It
up
was
anymore.
It was like an Ethereum dude that bought it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
serums are
Tiguri.
separate.
Yeah, and they used the serum, right? So we probably can't see it anymore. They had to probably burn that.
But if you go to
burn
the
that,
serum, it's a
token.
separate thing, right? You can go to the activity. But
No, it
all
was
right,
like
let's do something. Let's do something
like
fun.
8 million.
Pep, bring up Plum's wallet and go to the activity.
No, no.
Oh hell yeah! Yes, we're doing this.
No, man.
Actually, TGO brought up a good point. Like, if the
Dude,
metaverse,
somebody took my Ian. That's not my ENS. Somebody took
That's
it.
not-
Wow, yeah, someone took it. They're trying to sell it back to you for
Oh my
6.3.
god!
What?
Dude, you didn't renew it. You didn't renew
No.
Wonder
it.
if they
Hey,
I have plum.eth. Plum.eth.
Plum.eth is better. You don't want that
Oh,
punk
yeah.
6333. Yeah. Let them have that one.
I renewed Scaly for like 4 years, I think. But how much would that suck if I mean, I guess if you like didn't realize it didn't get renewed, and then you like started transferring assets to some other guy.
Oh yeah, because you don't have like an email link to it, right? So you wouldn't know. They don't give you.
I think I do have an email linked. I think I did get an email saying to renew it a while back when I renewed it, but I can't remember. But I mean, I guess normally when you transfer, it shows you your address, but if you're not paying attention, maybe. All right, go to activity. Is this the main one? I feel like this may not be the main one. Okay, go down. Let's look and see what this guy's been doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Plum
Carl
has a bunch of secret accounts, so we're not.
I know
this is just his main one.
Ooh, CyberKong. You sold a CyberKong, or did you buy? Yeah, you sold one.
Holy
9.
shit,
You accepted a bid for 9 ETH, dude. Why'd you paper hand that?
Paper handed. No, actually, because
Oh, you
because
sold
of
a
the
Phantom
game.
Bear. Nice. Let's look at the loss on the Phantom Bear. Hold
Oh
that
my
up.
god. Oh.
Or did you mint it? Yeah, go down. How much you? Oh, you bought it for $2.99 and you sold it for $1.88. Oh,
Guys, you haven't got to the good part yet.
I know. Oh, this is just a taste. This is just the beginning. Yeah, let's go down. Grifter. Did you sell a Grifter? You fucker.
Yeah. Look, after all that, I have to
8.69.
sell everything.
That's
I
pretty
have to
good.
sell
All right.
everything.
Did you mint the Grifter?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, he minted
Asuna.
it. Yeah.
Oof.
Look at the price.
Well, this is all the result
right.
of the plays before, which were the Sunas.
Yeah. Let's scroll down to the Asunas. Let's go to let's first look at his Asuna buys before we look at the sales. It's all
Wait,
Asunas.
just filter it by lives of Asuna.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there you go. I forgot that you could actually filter the sales out there. So all right. Some sub ETH sales on your Asunas. And then let's go down to the buys. So some over ETH, 2.5, 2.56. Keep going down.
Good, man.
And those were all unrevealed, just to be clear.
And then how many did you mint? Did you mint a bunch?
I minted one from whitelist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was the total hit you took on these ladies?
Like 100 ETH. Pretty good.
Oh, man. Oh, have you already got rid of them all, or are you hanging on to some?
No, I'm not selling anymore. Actually, I spoke with the team a little bit. They are gonna do some good things, so I will hold them for now.
They got you trapped, bro.
Yeah.
You're like one of those guys that like owns some crappy stock, and you're like telling them that they got to do a better job, and they're like, okay, like sure.
Yeah.
We can make fun of Plum
That's
because
pretty good loss. That's pretty.
yeah, you're an activist. By the way, we can make fun of Plum because he's made a million like super amazing purchases.
No,
exactly. He's made some bunch of Chad moves before this. So yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
41. That's a big heavy bag. Do you get an honorary board seat?
Yeah, I should get an honorary.
They should make you
honorary
for sure.
I want to see your Clone X. You have 3 Clone X's?
No, I have 2 now. I sold one.
2.
I have
Let's
2.
look at his Clone X's. Those are pretty badass. We'll make him feel good.
Yeah, I'm happy about the Clone X.
Oh, look at that one, dude. The one you're listing for 95. What's your best one? The Murakami?
Yeah, the flower hat.
And what'd you buy that for?
30.
Yeah,
That
pull
was
that
when
one up
floor
for
was
us.
only 6. So that was, I got lucky with the timing there.
Yeah, I remember when you bought that. Yeah, that one's pretty awesome. Are you getting? Is it for sale?
I did list
You got-
it actually. Oh, maybe the listing's finished already.
I think it expired. Maybe you have a
Yeah.
45 ETH standing
Oh,
offer on it.
45 E's. Time to run to the computer. Jokes. I'm not studying that for a long time.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'd hang on to that one. What's the deal with the what are they called? Like the boxes, the like Nike swoosh boxes.
Oh my god, actually, I'm so retarded. I got those, and then I was like, holy shit, these are worth 4 E's. So I immediately sold both of them. And then I was like, oh wait, like this actually has the Nike logo on it. So I bought one back for like 0.2 more. And they have
That's
like
okay, man.
10% royalty. They have like 10% royalty on them.
Yeah, so you lost a
So
little
like
money there.
that was a student move. That was a really student move. And I saw the black one for like tiny gain right before the airdrop. That was stupid. That's a really nice one. That later got resold for like 25. Look at that.
Let's see.
Yeah. Look at that. Cope.
Ooh, but go back. I want to see what it is. I want to see the picture of it. Oh, whoa, that one is cool. But you
Yeah,
made
right?
money
It's
on it, right?
cool.
That is a cool one.
Yeah, but
That's
barely
weird. What is
anything.
that property? Is it like a mummy or something?
It's stoned. But that's
Stone.
another issue with newer projects is like these have 5% royalty plus the 2.5%. So if you're flipping for like 1 or 2 E's gain, you're barely getting anything back.
Mhm.
But board 8s have had all the projects of that generation at 2.5% or 3% royalty. Obviously,
Right.
punks have 0% transaction fee. And now these are higher now, 5%. Some have 7%. I think it's slightly high for, although they do, you can argue that they can use that fund to, develop the project. But I do think it's a problem for the secondary market. It's suppressing the price, especially if you go over 5%.
Ox T Joe says that he bought back into Lives of Asuna. He thinks it's going to bounce back.
Oh yeah.
Well, good. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
We'll see. I mean, weirder things have
so
happened, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yo, Van.
What are the?
Sorry.
Go
Go
ahead.
on, Scaly.
No, go ahead. What is this you're pulling up here?
I was going to ask Van about the Tezos thing because we haven't talked about Tezos NFTs for some time, and then Van had sold his entire collection, so I just wanted to find out a bit more about that. Is he happy with the sale? How much of a flip was that like? What multiple did he make on his Tezos sale? Like, do you want to tell us a bit about it, Plum?
Yeah,
Van, sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it wasn't my entire collection, but I would say it's definitely all of the key pieces. So taking Lonely's suggestion, I curated my collection so it'd be easier to sell. So, and I ended up finding a buyer through his when he tweeted it out, which and this person, I don't want to, I guess, make it public who the buyer was, but in case they don't want it out there. But I think they were working for some sort of fund, which didn't tell me which fund, but yeah, they ended up buying that whole collection off me, which was, yeah, from Lonely's point of view, it might have been the first time it's ever happened with Tezos. And I don't know how, like, to be honest, like I got in so early, like the rest of you guys, that a lot of these pieces like this butterfly one I got for whatever the initial price was. I think it was it 25 Tez? I
25.
don't even remember. Yeah, which is ridiculous, right? So we were buying up pieces for 25 to whatever, 10 Tez at times. So amassed this awesome collection, and then ended up working out. I don't know. I just don't have time to pay attention to that Tezos collection. So it just felt like the right time to offload it if there was someone looking to start a collection of their own.
So how did that actually work with, did you just transfer them all, or that's sort of a laborious process, right?
It was, the biggest challenge was finding, a party that we both trusted. So, initially I thought we could use Lonely, but the buyer didn't know him. So, he suggested some other folks, and ultimately I just went on trust, and I said, hey, let's split it up into 5 different tranches, and I'll send first, and you send me 20%.
Yeah.
And then let's go from there. And so we built up trust by sending each other, the pieces. And I don't know, you probably, like, everyone shouldn't do this, but I can kind of tell by the way he approached things that it wasn't a scammer. He had to pull out his hardware wallet. There was like little signs that I knew this guy was for real versus someone just trying to scam me. I found his wallet before, he shared it, and
Yeah.
I saw the amount was sitting there that we were transacting for. So everything, there was no red flags along the way. So I felt I could trust it.
I mean,
and of course, I didn't send the the bigger pieces till later on.
Yeah, I mean, the safest way to do that is, because I've done that, I haven't done it in a long time, but is if you're sort of a more public, like they're approaching you, right? And like you're sort of known on Twitter. So it's like, if you're gonna rug them, it's like you're basically sacrificing your entire like profile to rug someone. Like you're probably not gonna do that, especially if they're approaching you. So I just make them send the ETH first, right? So you can't get rugged if they send you ETH first. It's impossible, right? And so they have to trust you. And maybe you split it up into 2 or 3 transactions, but like as long as they're sending the currency first, then you're good, right?
Definitely. Yeah. I did try that approach, but yeah, it wasn't working. So I just went and did it. And if I lost the first 10, I was gonna just chalk it up to the price of doing business.
Yeah.
But luckily it worked out.
Yeah, that's cool that it worked out. That's awesome. So you kept a few pieces just to kind of have that are good ones, or just more like random ones?
No, it was more the random large edition type work. There's pieces here and there that I would say are still worth something, but all of the major, like the Windows and the just Genesis pieces, things like that, all went to the buyer.
What are the Windows going for these days?
Very badly, man. I'm checking them right now. Like $2,000, $1,300. Not good at all.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
sold
compared to the
one
price we
for,
minted, it's pretty good, but
yeah, it's no
still not
profit.
that great.
I think I had a pretty good sale. I had a skeleton one with the Cheez-Its box, and I can't remember how much I sold it for, but I want to say I sold it for like 2,500 Tezos, which was like $5. So that was like 12,500 or something like that. And no one like immediately DM'd me that was a bad move. He's like, not that one. That was like the best one. Why'd you sell it? But I don't know. Like in retrospect, it's
Whatever,
probably a
man.
pretty good sale.
Let's make your profit, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, are you guys into Coolman?
I don't know who that is.
It's I think it's a project Zinc was talking about. It's Coolman Coffee Dad. I think Plum had a few.
Isn't that? Yeah, no, I think that was Plum that
Plum,
was telling us about it too.
So, like, how do you guys like? Splinter's asking like, what's your opinion on it? It has like a doodle type vibe.
Yeah,
I mean, they
I
look
just
really
sold
cool.
mine actually. I still have one, but they're awesome. They're awesome, man. Like I already regret selling mine.
Let me see. I don't know anything about these. Cool, man.
Yeah, they look really
Yeah, I
Yeah,
good.
think I
they're really
remember you
great.
saying the artist is pretty well known too, right?
Yeah, I have been doing this for a long time. This style, and the rare ones are really cool. The floors are nice as well. Yeah, it's a great collection.
Whoa, that robot one's pretty cool.
You see, that's a problem now. It's like, do you buy at these prices, or is the market, or do we have like 80% or 90% downturn again? And that's what like scares me a bit.
Yeah, yep. I'm just like kind of trimming down my PFPs so that I can just focus on a couple holdings. It's just I'm getting spread too thin, you know, with these PFPs. You can buy one here, buy one there. And then a lot of
Yeah.
them are demanding more of your time now because they're like doing new mints or they're doing stuff that requires hands-on, like we were saying last time. So can't have too many.
No, for sure not.
Yeah, you can have a lot of the same one, so you can manage them together. But you have like one there, one here. You can easily like forget something, right? Um, and then yeah, it's just too much to manage.
Like Keyboard Monkey lost like hundreds of thousands of dollars not minting his planets for punk comics or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you can forget the mint stuff because you have too many things. Like can't keep up.
So that's why I sold, like I minted my, I only have one cool cat, but I got the egg, or like, what are they called? Eggs or pets or where the fuck they are.
Yeah, cool
Pets.
pet.
Yeah, cool
Yeah.
pets.
And I mean, I just minted it and instantly sold it. And I'm like, thank you. I just made 8 grand. Like, thank you, cool cats. I'll take it. Cause I didn't, there's no way I was gonna have time to like get into that whole thing. It might be cool, but you have to like feed the pet and like deal with it and like do all the stuff. And you know, like I'm not gonna do this.
Hey, good night, TJO. Have a good night, bro.
Yeah, this might be a good business idea for one of our listeners, but if there was some sort of product that gave you alerts based on which projects you were in, that would be money, right? It just tells you that you have to, you know, either go claim your cool pet or whatever it is, you know, claim your planet.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
That's a great
NFT
idea.
intern, like yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah. So imagine like every day it like gives you an email. I guess it would have to be email. Maybe it could be a Discord thing. That would be cooler, but it's some kind of correspondence and it just says like, or like here's your daily plan. Like your top 3 floor movers, your most valuable assets, and then like the shit you have to do that day. Like claim this to get this coin. Remember this is the last day to get the whitelist for that. You know, this and that. Like that would be super helpful, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
I, I would almost guess someone will create software where you can just connect your wallet and it would just have a dashboard for all that, you know, just the moving flow prices. You can kind of
Yeah.
customize it to, you know, your preferences and just give you alerts that way too. That would be a game changer.
Do you guys use WGMI.io?
No, what is that, man?
It's like a floor price tool. I started using it like right when it came out. I started using it and I DM'd the guy and you could buy a membership and like I like asked him to put stuff on there and he like immediately would put it on there. So like he was super responsive. I'm assuming it's a he was super responsive and so it was kind of cool back then, but it's still a good tool. But the problem is it I mean it's like too clunky. Like it just takes too long. So like you connect your wallet. If you have the premium, you connect your wallet and then it shows all your stuff, but like it takes a little while to load and then you have to click into each collection to get the traits to load. Otherwise it just gives you a floor value.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for example, it'll bring up my 3 punks and it'll just give you the floor value. But then if I open up 3D glasses, it'll say, oh, the floor for 3D glasses is this. And then it changes it to that. But like you have to click it each time. And then for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to save it. So like if I do it a week later, you have to do it all over again. And if you have like 1,000 NFTs, it just takes too long. And then there's like the whole utility of this is like you want to kind of see a pretty accurate estimate of your value, right? But it's not that accurate because like another thing it'll do is like my Hackatal piece that's on known origin, it just calls it known origin, and it's like the floor of known origin, which is 0.01 or something, even though that piece is worth 30 ETH or whatever. So I'm not criticizing. I'm not trying to criticize it. I know it's not easy to like make it perfect, and it's not bad at all. But the truth is like I don't use it anymore because it's just for whatever reason, right? Like it's just not quite good enough, I guess.
Hey, Scaly, I have to ask you a question, man. 'Cause I'm seeing autoglyphs pop, it's popping up quite a bit tonight. So you were early in the punks chat, right? Did you ever want to grab an autoglyph?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's painful. So I think they were like 1 ETH when I was first in there, which at the time was a lot. Like a punk was like a half, like 0.4 ETH or something. And so I was like, well, I don't really understand what these are. They're kind of stupid looking. Like there's little dots, like little ASCII figures or whatever. So and everyone in like literally every person in there, it was like Nate, Alex, Snowfro, Pranksy, like all those guys, Jimmy, they all had one. And then later, like way later, I was talking to Snowfro. So no, I never bought one. And then I thought about it, and I like almost did, and for some reason I didn't. And then I remember later I was talking to Snowfro, and I think I sold a punk too early, and he was like trying to make me feel better. And he was like, "Well, at least you have your autoglyphs." And I'm like, dude, I don't have any autoglyphs. And he was like, what? You don't have any autoglyphs? Like, how, like what? And I'm like, oh man, you're making it worse. This is terrible. So no, I never had one, but I could have bought one for like 1 ETH many times, I'm sure.
It's crazy how like price, like, what I find like since getting into NFTs, there's some projects, like for example, Azuki, and I was watching them at 4 ETH, and I was like, huh, you know what? I
Right.
wasn't that, I didn't want to pull the trigger, but as soon the price started climbing over 10 ETH, they looked like more attractive to me. It's like I wanted to buy more of them, which is kind
Totally.
of weird, eh?
That totally happens. It makes sense. It happens with stocks and coins, right? I mean, it sort of justifies it. I almost think about it as there's there's like angel investors, and then series A investors, and then people who buy stocks right when they come on the market. And so a lot of the risk is removed. Even though you're paying a way higher price, a lot of the risk is removed because it's already established that it can hold that kind of value, right? So I think that's why it becomes more attractive.
Interesting.
Same thing happened to me with Doodles. I mean, I think you, Deb, told me to buy one, and I was like, oh, I should have looked at them. And then it wasn't that I didn't like them, but something held me back. And then once the price started going up, I bought one, and the price went up more. And then I was like, well, I want to buy a rainbow puke. Like that's the one I really want. And the floor was 9, and I didn't buy one. And the floor was 28, and I didn't buy one. And then when the floor was 40, I bought one. It's like, well, why? That doesn't make any sense. Well, but I guess it's because the fact that it got that high kind of validated that it was super valuable.
Yeah,
It's like funny, man. I remember I was spending hours, no, like days, man, just looking at the floor for Doodles. I think this was a couple of months back, and I think it went down to like 1 ETH or 1.5, whatever it was, and I never grabbed it, man. And I had the same impressions with Azuki, right? So I was watching it at 4 ETH. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna pull a Doodles and like leave me behind, and that's why I ended up buying some at that price.
And how are you? What's your cost basis on your Azukis? Are you up quite a bit already, or?
So I bought like the red on red. So it's kind of rare. I got that for 12 ETH, and my display pick, the one with the mask on, I got that for 4 ETH. So it's really not bad.
Wow.
Man. I could sell them both right now and make a profit, but I just have a good feeling about Azukis, man. It's like there's something special about them. I'm gonna hold them for the next 6 to 12 months.
Unless you don't.
Exactly.
If you see Deb sell, everyone sell your Azuki immediately. That means it's the top.
Hey David, yes, I still
Hilarious.
I still hold my Nakamoto. I was actually somebody offered me 320K for it 2 nights ago, and
Oh,
I was very close to accepting, but just the card, like I don't know, it's like the Nakamoto card
hmm.
is me. Like that's why I gained all my Twitter following. And I just can't part with my Nakamoto card. Like it means a lot to me. And as Zinc, I was talking to Zinc about it, and he's like, it's like a serious OG status holding a Nakamoto card. And I don't like anything less than 800K to 1 million. I'm not gonna sell my Nakamoto card. It's too
So
hard
do
to
you
let
think?
that go.
Well, I had that same feeling about like if I sold my punk, um, like this punk, for example,
Mm-hmm.
like the price would have to be really high because if I sold it, it's like this is like such an important part of my life, and if I sold it, then it's kind of like, oh, like you're a really serious NFT collector, huh? Yeah. Well, like what are your what do you have? And it's like, oh, well, I
Exactly.
used to have this. It's like like you kind of have to, if you're in the game, you kind of have to have like a couple or three or four like really awesome NFTs that you're proud of, and if you sell them, it's um, it's like then what do you do?
Totally. It's like you need skin in the game, right?
Yeah, you need skin in the game, or else you won't be taken seriously. Like you shouldn't really be taken seriously if you sold
Yeah.
all your good NFTs, right?
The only
Definitely.
thing I would like,
Do you-
there's a bunch of ways to make profit. Like instead of selling our grails, like there's a bunch of PFPs we could like flip and make a ton on and just hold these for later on. So I won't deny it's like the Tiara Punk. If someone offered me 3 million right now, eh, in a second I would sell it. But I think everything is undervalued right now. Punks are undervalued, Zukis, Doodles, whatever it is, and I think we have a way to go, especially next cycle. I think we're gonna kick off even higher.
yeah, on the flip side, I just sold a bunch of stuff, um, a lot for me. I wanted to sell some stuff, and so I priced it to sell, and I maybe listed 25 things, and maybe 10 sold, and I got a lot of ETH, and that was nice. And the best part about it was I didn't sell anything that I like absolutely loved. It wasn't like looking back on it, I'm like, oh, I really wish, like, it was NFTs I could kind of part with. And
Mhm.
so, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you look at your collection and you see stuff that you're like, well, I don't really care if I don't own that anymore. Like, yeah, I like it, but like, it's no big deal if it's gone. Then don't be afraid to sell it. And to sell it, you have to usually price it. If it's stuff with low volume, like an art blocks piece, you kind of have to price it below the floor to sell it. You know, that's just the
Mhm.
reality.
No, Splinter, man. I definitely think a lot's gonna go on 90%. Just I'm willing to hold these. I just have like a high conviction on punks, on Nakamoto, on Azuki's as well. I'm sure Doodles and Clone X are gonna do well as well. But yeah, man, a lot are gonna go down to 90 to 100, 90% and more, in my opinion.
All right, guys, I gotta put my daughter to bed. I'm gonna bust out.
All right, good night, bro.
It was good talking to everybody.
That was great. Definitely do it again. Oh, it's like we are gonna do it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we will every
we'll
week.
do it again next week.
It's fun talking to everybody. Like I'm starting to like recognize your guys' voices more than like most people. It's pretty funny.
It's amazing, eh?
All right, good night, guys.
All right, good night, man.
Peace.
All right, good night. Bye.
PK has a question. He's like, do you have any alpha for best way to build a team for a project? For example, particular Discord, etc. Bursting to build something in Arbitrum, but not a dev. You just have to find a good. I guess you have to like know people, right? Just like try talking to a bunch of NFT friends or whatever, and and try to find trustworthy people and people who know the space really well. And I think the most important part is finding a good dev because that's the hardest thing to do when building a project.
Yeah, and no one can find devs, unfortunately, right now. Like, it doesn't matter how big or deep your pockets are. It's almost like an impossible mission. And if you're a skilled smart contract dev, Solidity dev, you can kind of write your own check at the moment. So there's kind of this conflict between the people who want to hire the devs but couldn't possibly compensate them as well as they can get compensated from just building something themselves is kind of this catch-22 or whatever.
It was hard, man. Like when we were building the whole Somalians project, and what it's like we're building right now, finding a dev was dude, it was painful, man. It was really hard, and we ended up, thank God, we found a really good dev who had experience in a popular project previously, and he was very trustworthy. But it's really hard, man.
Like you're almost coming from a privileged position in a way, in that people know who you guys are, and they're going to be keen to work with you, if there's an opportunity to. Whereas if you're coming in cold or without that sort of sphere of influence that you guys have got, then it's going to be a lot harder. But yeah, like I mean, my wife works in like HR, the sort of people side of startups, and she interviewed for I won't mention which blockchain, but she interviewed for the research arm of a blockchain firm this week, like a big prominent chain, and they're having massive problems, huge problems, recruiting engineers, and that's one of the biggest, most deep pocketed foundations on the map at the moment.
Crazy, man. It's like people are like they don't want to work for anyone anymore, eh? They just want to do something on your own.
Yeah.
And create your own destiny. Yeah. Like I don't blame them.
Cool. Are we gonna take any more questions, or are we gonna?
Anyone have any more questions? Nada. It was actually a pretty good first show. Like,
Yeah.
I think we gotta get used to getting like maybe if we get the chat on the screen, we have to figure that out.
Yeah. This was definitely kind of a bit of a test of the live streaming capabilities, and we may well do the main live stream on Twitch. We've got to figure that out yet. But I mean, I know we spoke about it earlier, Devin. You said, you normally, if you're going to watch a live stream, it'll be on a YouTube. But I think in general, like shows like Up Only and other crypto shows have kind of established Twitch now as a bit of a kind of the home of live streaming for crypto. So I mean, I wouldn't necessarily object to being there, but I enjoy it there. It's quite good. I don't know, I feel like the community engagement on like during stream, as in the engagement whilst you're broadcasting, it just feels a bit more integrated. I know YouTube's got the chat and but I just feel like Twitch might be a better home.
For sure. I actually have to add something. You know, we had the Super Bowl today, and I think the punk that Odell had, that's probably the first punk to win a Super Bowl, right? That's kind of historic.
Yeah, there was and also Von Miller is also a punk owner. He recently got one. He owns a bunch, so he owns I think an Ape and a Clone X as well.
Amazing. It's fascinating. I'm pretty sure these are gonna have like value in the future, right? They're gonna have a premium.
Yeah, like the provenance of it being OBJ's punk once.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, people are gonna want to own. Yeah, and that's the coolest thing. I think to kind of go back to the previous discussion about selling and being kind of hesitant to sell. I think the fact that there is a history of ownership, even if you sell, there's it kind of shows everything you've collected. So it's still kind of cool in a way. You can still see all the moves you've made, and that you've collected all these Grail pieces in the past, even if you don't currently own them.
Fascinating. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have guests in the future, David. We're just gonna plan to fly. This is the first one to test with the guys, and yeah, man, I'm trying to get some.
We've got a pretty good guest lined up. I think we're going to do it this week. We might not live stream it, but we're definitely going to record it. We may live stream it, but it's probably more likely to be recorded because it's a good guest and we don't want to f it up.
Can you leak it? Because I'm not sure who it is.
No. We'll leak it on Twitter when we.
Okay,
I think when we edit this episode and promote it, then we'll follow it up and say, and check out this thing we're doing. But yeah, I know you guys have got a lot of people that would love to come on. So
yeah, we got a bunch, man. I actually want to get Stray Bits on, man, to talk about that whole punk. Is selling his punk.
Yeah, we should get him on soon while it's kind of fresh in his mind.
I think I'm gonna message him, man, and try to set it up. That'll be pretty cool. All right, boys. So is that all for tonight?
Yeah, nice.
It was great, man. I enjoyed it. It was a nice it was nice answering questions from the the viewers.
Yeah. Thanks very much to everyone for tuning in, and cheers, guys. Thanks for staying up late and doing this.
Ciao, guys. Have a good night.
It's been fun.
Peace.
Good night, guys.